Fear. It's a powerful force, one that has the ability to hold you back from everything you've ever dreamed of. It often creeps into our minds when we're about to take a leap, whether it's pursuing a new career, starting a business, or even making a personal change in our lives. It manifests in many forms: self-doubt, anxiety, insecurity, or even the fear of failure. But here's the thing. Fear is not something that needs to control you. In fact, fear is often the biggest barrier between where you are right now and where you want to be. At its core, fear is a survival mechanism. It's your brain's way of protecting you from perceived danger. It's there to keep you safe, to warn you of potential harm. However, in the context of personal growth and achieving your dreams, fear can become the very thing that holds you back from experiencing all that life has to offer. It tells you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, and that the risks are too great. But the truth is, fear doesn't know you as well as you know yourself. It doesn't understand your potential or the power you have within you. Think about the things you've wanted to accomplish in your life. How many times has fear been the reason you didn't take the first step? And maybe you've dreamt of starting your own business, but you're afraid it might fail. Or perhaps you've always wanted to write that book, but you're scared people won't like it. Maybe you've always wanted to travel the world, but the fear of the unknown holds you back. These are all valid concerns, but they don't define who you are or what you're capable of achieving. Fear is simply the hurdle you need to jump over to reach the life you've always envisioned. One of the most powerful truths you can embrace is that fear is temporary. It's not a permanent fixture in your life. It's something that can be managed, confronted, and eventually overcome. The more you allow fear to control your decisions, the more you remain stuck in a life that's less than what you deserve. The more you let fear dictate your actions, the further you get from the person you are meant to be. Fear might feel like a heavy weight, but once you face it, you'll find that it has far less power over you than you ever imagined. What you need to understand is that everything you want in life, your dreams, your aspirations, your deepest desires, is sitting just on the other side of fear. There's a reason that so many successful people talk about pushing through fear. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of success comes from taking that step into the unknown, from stepping out of the comfort zone and trusting that you are capable of navigating the challenges ahead. It's important to remember that fear doesn't disappear overnight. It will always show up when you're on the verge of growth. It's like the universe's way of testing your commitment. Are you really ready for the life you say you want? Are you willing to face the discomfort that comes with change? The answer needs to be yes, because at the end of the day, fear is just an obstacle. It's not the end of your story, it's just a part of your journey. And overcoming that fear is where the magic happens. Every time you choose to face your fear and move forward despite it, you break through to something better. It could be a new opportunity, a lesson learned, or a moment of growth that prepares you for the next level. Fear might stop you from taking the first step, but it's also what makes the reward on the other side that much more meaningful. When you push through fear, you're not just achieving a goal, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. So how do you break through fear? The first step is awareness. Recognize when fear is showing up in your life and take a moment to ask yourself why it's there. What is it really trying to protect you from? Is it real danger, or is it just your mind creating stories of what could go wrong? When you shine a light on fear, it starts to lose its grip on you. The next step is taking action, no matter how small. You don't have to take a giant leap right away. Just take that first step. It could be as simple as sending an email, making a phone call, or doing something that pushes you outside your comfort zone. Every action you take, in spite of fear, builds momentum. And soon enough, that fear becomes just another hurdle to jump over. The more you practice facing your fears, the less power they have over you. It's also helpful to reframe your mindset. Instead of seeing fear as a negative force, start to see it as a signal that you're on the brink of something important. When fear shows up, it often means you're about to make progress. Fear is the signal that you're pushing the boundaries of what you thought was possible, and it's a sign that you're on the right path. Instead of letting it stop you, use it as fuel to keep moving forward. Remember, the most successful people in the world weren't immune to fear. They simply chose to act in spite of it. Fear didn't stop them. They used it to propel themselves forward. knowing that what was waiting for them on the other side was worth every moment of discomfort. And so, will you? The life you want is closer than you think. You might be standing right on the edge of a breakthrough, but fear is holding you back. Don't let it. The other side of fear is where your dreams live, and it's waiting for you to step into it. You've got everything inside you that you need to succeed. Don't let fear decide your future. Face it, move through it, and watch as the life you've always imagined becomes your reality. Courage is often misunderstood. We tend to think of it as something that only exists when fear is absent. We picture courageous people as those who face danger or adversity with calm resolve, completely unaffected by fear. But the truth is, courage isn't about the absence of fear. It's about the decision to move forward in spite of it. It's the willingness to keep going, even when your heart is racing and your mind is filled with doubt. Courage isn't the lack of fear, but the presence of the resolve to continue, no matter how paralyzing the fear may feel. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty. It's part of being human. Whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or simply the unknown, fear arises whenever we are about to step into new territory. Territory where we don't have all the answers and where the outcome isn't guaranteed. And yet, it is exactly in these moments of uncertainty where the potential for growth lies. The dreams, ambitions, and successes you desire in life are rarely found in the safe spaces of comfort zones. They're found when you take that step into the unknown, when you move forward despite the fear, when you choose courage over comfort. The challenge with fear is that it's not always rational. It often presents itself as an exaggerated or distorted view of reality. We fear things that haven't happened yet, things that may never even happen. Our minds tend to dwell on worst-case scenarios, amplifying the potential risks. When in reality, most of our fears are only mental constructs. When you allow fear to take the lead, it can easily paralyze you, preventing you from making decisions or taking the necessary steps toward what you truly want. You might begin to avoid situations that make you feel uncomfortable, staying within the confines of what's familiar, what's easy, and what feels safe. However, life doesn't unfold within the confines of comfort. It unfolds in moments of vulnerability and risk. Courage is the act of saying, even though I'm afraid, I'm still going to take action. I'm still going to move forward. It's the ability to put one foot in front of the other, even when your mind is screaming for you to turn back. It's about trusting that, despite the fear, you have the strength, resilience, and determination to handle whatever comes your way. It's the recognition that fear is not the enemy. In fact, fear often means you are on the right path. It's a signal that you're stepping out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary. Think about the moments in your life when you've made your biggest strides. Often, those are the moments when you chose courage over fear. Maybe it was taking a new job when you weren't sure you were ready, or perhaps it was speaking up for yourself in a situation where you feared rejection or criticism. Maybe it was starting a new relationship or pursuing a passion that scared you to your core. In each of these cases, there was fear, there was uncertainty, and yet you moved forward anyway. And with each step you took, you grew stronger, more confident, and more capable of handling future challenges. When you decide to act in spite of fear, you not only expand your comfort zone, but you also build emotional resilience. Every time you face something that scares you and push through it, you teach yourself that fear doesn't have to control you. You begin to understand that fear is not a wall you can't climb over, it's a hurdle you can leap over. You develop a new relationship with fear, where it no longer paralyzes you, but becomes a motivator. You realize that fear is a companion on the journey, not an obstacle that stops you from reaching your destination. It's important to understand that courage doesn't always come in grand, heroic moments. Sometimes courage is quiet. Sometimes courage is getting out of bed when the weight of the world feels too heavy. Sometimes it's simply taking one small step when you'd rather stay where it feels safe. Courage can be found in the everyday decisions, the small acts of bravery that add up over time. It's about choosing to get up after a setback, choosing to try again after a failure, and choosing to keep going even when the outcome is uncertain. In many ways, courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The more you choose to move forward despite fear, the easier it becomes to take the next step. It's like building any other skill. At first it may feel difficult, but over time it becomes second nature. The key is to start. The key is to act even when you don't feel ready. Courage doesn't wait for the perfect moment. Courage acts in the midst of imperfection, uncertainty, and doubt. Moreover, courage is not just about personal growth. It's also about inspiring others. When you choose to move forward in the face of fear, you become an example to those around you. You show them that it's possible to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to embrace vulnerability. You encourage others to confront their own fears and move forward with courage as well. In this way, your courage doesn't just change your own life, it has the potential to inspire and uplift those who are watching you. Your example can be the spark that ignites someone else's courage. So when fear shows up, and it will, remember that it's not there to stop you. Fear is simply a signal that you're on the verge of something important, something transformative. You don't need to eliminate fear to be courageous. You don't need to wait for it to go away to take action. What you need is the willingness to move forward in spite of it. To recognize that fear is temporary, but the rewards of pushing through it can last a lifetime. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to keep moving forward, no matter how strong the fear may be. The more you choose courage, the more you realize that fear doesn't have the power to stop you from becoming the person you're meant to be. And with each step, you grow into the version of yourself that you've always known was inside you, waiting for the right moment to emerge.